I'm an AI avatar. You're going to learn how to make me in less than 10 minutes. Let's get started.
All right, cool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into Gemini or any kind of AI texting tool, and I'm going to write down a request to create an avatar. And here what we're going to do is we're going to look for, a very detailed description of that avatar. And the purpose of this is that we are looking to create a consistent character when we generate our image. So here's a very lengthy description, and I'm going to take that. It's perhaps too long, so I'm going to summarize that to 2,000 characters. Okay, great. So now that we've got a briefer description, I'm going to take this and I'm going to copy it into my image generator. So for that, I'm going to use ImageFX. I love ImageFX. Generates 4 images every single time, so that's much faster and much better. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to copy that 2,000 character description in, and it's going to spawn a couple of generations of what I'm looking for. So, okay, we got this guy here. He looks, kind of like what I'm looking for. So I'm going to download a copy of that to my local, maybe another one just for my reference character. And let's have a look here. So there's this thing called the seed, right? And by locking that seed down, we're going to keep a more consistent character when we generate images. So just for the sake of demonstration here, I'm going to ask for another 4, and as we can see, these 4 generations are still very close to our original generation. So we're now starting to see that we've got a consistent character that we can work with, and that's very useful, of course, in order to maintain this avatar for different poses, different backgrounds, etc. So I'm going to take out the current background here just to demonstrate that, and I'm going to put him instead in an artist's studio. So having that seed locked, having the same description, we're seeing the same avatar but in a different setting. Okay, so I'll put a couple of those into my drive, and what I'll do here is I'll restart ImageFX from blank, take the same prompt, I'm going to drop that in there, and now I'm going to show that by changing the seed back to the original seed that we had from the previous generation. There we go. So I'll take that, I'll put that back in, and of course, what's the point of this? To show that from a blank canvas, we are going to be generating something that is very similar to what we had before. So we have our consistent character down. I'm going to download a couple of those just for reference. And I'm going to actually start up a new Google Sheet here, Google Doc, so that I can copy in that information. So I've saved the prompt, I've saved the seed, and now if we ever want to create this character again, here's our character reference. All right, so let's get back into it. We're going to use this image to now spawn a video of that image. So I'm going to go into Runway here, log in, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a generative video. I'm going to select that very image that we had just now, or one of them. I'm going to bring that back here and drop it where it says drag and drop file. Okay, so this one looks good. Let's grab that. See it's any good? Yep. Okay. All right, so in we go. We've now popped that image in. And to describe this image, I'm just going to try and keep him pretty relaxed and not doing too much. All right. The more description in the prompt generally, can lead to a little bit of variation, and I'm going to leave that there. If you want less variation, just be more and more descriptive in the prompt. And in the meanwhile, whilst that's generating, I'm going to open up CapCut. So CapCut, sign in, create an account, and I'm going to use the web version here. So I'm going to start with a 16:9 for the purpose of putting it out on YouTube. And okay, let's have a look to see how we're doing in Runway. Okay, so this is our character that we generated an image of. He's now chatting a little bit. It's mainly the motion that I'm looking for here. And I spawned it twice so that we have 2 variants now. And the purpose of that is that because I'm looking to make maybe a longer video, like 20 seconds or so. So by using the first and second generation together, what we'll be able to do is kind of, cut those together so that we have a longer overall video to work with. So I'm going to move those into CapCut, drag them onto the timeline, back to back against each other. Okay, so now we've got a 20-second video, and that's okay. But what we notice is that at that middle point, we're going to have a change in the generation so that it kind of looks like it glitches from one to the other. So a quick way to deal with that is to take the first half and reverse it. So since we started on the same kind of frame, what we're going to see is that it looks kind of similar, and we're going to see him naturally move into the second 10 seconds. So this is a very fast way to extend a 10-second clip of generation to a 20-second clip of generation. There are other ways to do this. You can extend naturally in Runway by 8 seconds, or alternatively, what you could do is, cut that last frame out and then create that as the starter image. But this is a quick way, and I think 20 seconds is usually going to be a good enough amount of time to create a video with. All right, going back into Gemini, what I'm doing here is I'm just going to introduce, the idea of AI creating something, and I'm going to use this as the script for the video that we had just now. Okay, so now I'm going to go back into Runway, open Act One, and as you can see, there's a driving performance, which is us reading the script, and then underneath, we're going to see that there is. Okay, so for the driving performance, let's start there. So I'm going to open up OBS, which is my personal, screen recording camera recording software. Line myself up. Okay, what I want is a head and shoulders shot, looking very clearly at my expressions, especially catching eyes and mouth. I'll hit start recording, jump over to my script, and I'm going to just record that, read it through, and here we go. So I've got a video now of myself reading that script, and I'm going to put that into Runway as my driving performance. Okay, great. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that 20-second video that I'd made earlier, and I'm going to bring that across into Runway. So on the top, we have the driving performance. On the bottom, we've got this generic 20-second video of our avatar. And I'm going to go in there, click generate. Excellent. So off it goes, and it's now generated, a lip sync of the avatar
Artificial intelligence
saying exactly what I was reading out in that
creation,
example
enabling
text.
us to generate images from mere descriptions. One fascinating avenue this opens up is the deliberate creation of faceless characters.
All right, so pretty close here. I mean, there are a few sections which I would perhaps redo, might generate the whole thing again. I think that the original driving, the driving is fine here, but maybe the original thing that I had him look around a little too much. So personally, I would probably do less with the eyes here. And I noticed that he's writing a little bit, which maybe can be either cropped out of the shot or, maybe use some different actions in the prompt. But anyways, for now, what we're going to do is we're going to just use that. All right, back into CapCut now. Bring in that video that we just generated. I'm also going to bring in the video of our driving video. And the reason why I'm going to do that is because I'm going to use that for the audio as opposed to the recording on top so that it's a little bit cleaner. All right, so we're in CapCut, onto the timeline now. Here we go. We've got the exported version of that reading. So that's the lip synced version now. Onto the timeline it goes. The driving video now, onto the timeline it goes. Okay, so we're going to line those up such that they're just the same. And I'm going to put, of course, the one with our avatar on the visible layer, and then the one that is, my driving video, not visible. I'm going to mute the generated one and use the original audio here. And now we press play, see the whole thing come together. All right, so there we have it, everybody. We've created somebody that is, from nothing. We've got an AI character. He's talking. He looks relatively realistic, and that's basically it. So I'm going to, tidy this up a little bit, click export, and there we go. We're going to have our finished product in MP4 format for us to use as our AI character. We've done that all within 10 minutes. Hope this was useful for you. Please like, subscribe, comment, or whatever. And I'll catch you in the next one.